Hey guys, this is Alex Demczak. I spoke with you guys last year. Hope you guys are doing great. I know things are kind of crazy right now. This message is for all the staff at Columbia High School, and I really did enjoy coming to Florida last year. I'll say this, it's a lot warmer where you guys are at. I'm in Missouri, and it's about 30 degrees today, so enjoy the warm weather for me. But I just wanted to, I know you guys have a lot of change happening right now. You got all kinds of stuff being thrown at you as far as the change, what our new normal looks like. And so I don't want to talk about teacher arithmetic necessarily right now. I want to share just a few things on leadership, maybe hopefully that will encourage you where you're at, because I know what we are all experiencing right now, we never have before, and it's pretty crazy. And I've had to remind myself of these three things, and I just want to share them with you. So I hope they encourage you. And so the first thing that I want to share with you, just as a reminder, and it's pretty simple and straightforward, but it's this: in these times, remember your why. Like, why did you become an educator in the first place? Why did you become a teacher? Why did you choose this career path to coach or to be a person who impacts the next generation? What originally made you want to do that? Because I think when we can go back to the why, diagnosing why we're even doing this, then it helps us remember, oh yeah, like this is why I do it. So I'd encourage you, write that down sometime today, just like, why am I doing this? Because I know it's discouraging. I've seen so many videos of teachers all over the country, right? And you've seen them too, of just teachers who are crying and posting on social media. And if anything, it just shows how much you guys care. And that means so much. And so I first want to thank you guys for your commitment to equipping the next generation and teaching the future leaders of America. But also, you guys are going through some pretty tough times right now in like connecting with and teaching students where they're at. And I think, more than ever, the students need you. And I know it looks differently. It might be virtually, it might be FaceTime or whatever however you guys are doing it, but they need you more than ever. I mean, obviously none of us have been through this before, but I mean, maybe there's a kid in your class who doesn't really have the best role models at home. And for them, they don't know how to navigate a national pandemic, right? We've seen it on the movies, we've seen it on Netflix, but we haven't seen this in real life. And so just to encourage you, even though it's weird, like I don't do a ton on Zoom, but like the last week I've done more Zoom calls and videos like this than I have in probably a year. And I have to come back to the why, because it can be awkward. The technology maybe doesn't work on a Zoom call or whatever, but I go back to my why. Well, if it's to impact people and it's to help people, enhance their leadership skills, get better, then why wouldn't I be doing these things, especially during a time like this? And I think the same goes for you as educators. Now more than ever is the time to lead. And I know it looks different, but just to encourage you, the platform that you have as an educator, when I think about all the teachers that have impacted my life, the platform you have is enormous, and it's even bigger right now. And so obviously COVID-19, we necessarily can't control it, right? We can wash our hands, we can quarantine, we can stay in less than groups of 10, whatever, but we can't necessarily, we're not in control. But what I know about COVID-19 is that it can't really affect the way in which our attitude is. It can't stop us from loving and serving and caring for our students, for other people around us. And so I just want to encourage you in that. What are you doing? How are you getting creative to love, to serve, and to care for the students, your athletes, the people who you've been given this responsibility of leadership? It is a responsibility, and you've been given this role to steward. And how will you steward that during this time? Because honestly, a lot of your students need it more than ever. Number two, make a decision on how you want to look back on this time. And what I mean by that is, we don't know how long this is going to last. Maybe it's a month, maybe it's multiple months, we don't know. But what if you could look back on this time and say, man, I used this time well. I got better at a certain skill within my teaching. I invested in resources that brought, positive things in, so I could then give out positive things, instead of just sitting around and taking, not that you guys do that, but, just sitting around watching Netflix and not taking this time I mean, I'm preaching to myself, right? What am I doing right now to be diligent with my time in this quarantine, in this lockdown, so that when I look back on it, whenever it's over, I can say, man, I got better. You know, there's a quote that I always loved. It's, you get better or worse every single day, but you never stay the same. You get better or worse every day, but you never stay the same. What if you came out of this quarantine knowing that you got better? So just to charge you with that, be diligent during this time. And the third thing, the last thing I want to share with you is choose to see the positive in this situation. So if you think of it like this, when you have a challenge that arises, and then over here, let's say this is an opportunity. So this is a challenge and an opportunity, okay? So when you compare a challenge and an opportunity, what is the only thing that's different? It's your perspective, right? Because I could look at one situation and I could say, oh, it's a challenge, and another person could look at it and say, it's an opportunity. So the difference between a challenge and opportunity is your perspective and how you view the situation. And so just like I need to encourage myself right now, watching the news, looking at social media, which I've been trying to limit because it's not that positive right now. What are you feeding yourself with? What are the positive things that you're feeding yourself with, so that you can view this like an opportunity? Because in every challenge, there are opportunities in that way. And so something that I've been doing that's, a practical thing that I wanted to share is, I've been just making a gratitude list. Like literally when I get up and have my kind of quiet time in the morning, I've just been writing down every single morning a list of things that I'm thankful for. Things that, man, I've taken for granted when I've been so busy and traveling, doing all these different things. Maybe for you, it's teaching, coaching. You don't even stop to think. But what if you sat down, maybe you're already doing this. I've tried to do this discipline because it just helps me. So in the morning, man, what are 5 things that I am just super thankful for? And that's going to change the trajectory of your entire day, rather than looking on the news and saying, well, no, the stock market's tanking again today, or this many people just got the virus, it just spread by this many more people. It's good to be informed, but don't let that drag you down. See the positive in this situation. You have an enormous platform to make a difference. And I just wanted to encourage you, because I know what you guys are going through is tough and not easy at all. But I just wanted to encourage you to keep fighting and to remind you in this is not forever. This too shall pass, right? We don't know when, but at some point this will pass. Life will be back to normal. Don't waste this time we have to get better. Keep fighting and keep making a difference. Thank you guys for what you do. Have a great rest of your year. Thanks.